Welcome back here as our pregame show continues. Now time for the front office report and a special edition today on a Friday, joined by Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Pava. Chuck, how are you today?
Good, Nick. How are you?
Pretty well. Chuck, you're away for the week. How was your trip? And welcome back, first of all, here to Cardines.
Well, it's good to be back, Nick. You know, I missed Monday's game. I hate missing Gulls games, by the way. But I was able to watch your wonderful broadcast myself in a hotel room down in Georgia. So I enjoyed your show, Nick. Outstanding job. And I'm sure all the parents appreciate what you do for us and for them.
Of course, all the credit goes to Tom Lemer, our executive producer, and his outstanding crew.
Absolutely. I mean, the quality of your work is unbelievable, Nick, for a summer college baseball team streamlining over the internet. You got graphics and slow motion, and I'm just so impressed by your overall presentation. You guys do an outstanding job, and thank you for what you do.
Thanks, Chuck. The impressive last night was the Newport Gulls' performance on the road at North Adams. Always a tough road trip up there, but they came away with a big win, 9-0. James Mullery took a perfect game into the fifth inning, and overall 16 hits, no errors committed. All three sides of the ball, the Gulls were phenomenal.
Yeah, hey, great pitching by James. I'm happy for him because he struggled here in his last outing here at Cardines. So he just get back on track. It's a confidence thing, I'm sure. He just couldn't feel comfortable, I don't think, in that first inning the other day. But he's a great pitcher, and we know that, so I was happy to see him have some success last night, followed by Gillies and whoever.
McGrath.
Yeah, McGrath, closed it out. Yeah, so they did a nice job, and, that's the time of the year, Nick. You just got to get good pitching, play defense, and with 16 hits, you're going to win a lot of games.
The Newport Gulls have really been led this season by their returning players, and that seems like it's more often than not the case tonight. Brett Gray's starting his fifth game here at home. He's already 3-0 at Cardines Field. Steve Anderson leading the league in RBI. Joel McKeithen also a team leader in batting average. And Brett Winger is starting to make an impact now as he's come back from an injury.
Well, Nick, this whole team makes it happen. Those guys are just part of it, of course. But you're always grateful to have returning guys. The reason why they were here last year was because they're good players and great people. So when we get them back for a second year and they just got a lot more comfortable and they know what they have to do here and they get it done typically. So, hey, listen, we're happy as anything to have that kind of leadership back here. And I was a little bit apprehensive in the beginning to see who was going to take the lead out of this group. But it seems like all of them as a group have come together.
Newport Gulls began the season short in the catching department, had Matt Foley on as a temporary contract, and he made an impact here in the first week, but once the Gulls get their full-time catchers in, Matt Foley will be staying, though, for the full season with a full-season contract now.
Yes, he is. Matt is basically has had a full season contract after like the second or third week here. At first, initially, he was a temp kid, and frankly, I asked him if he wanted to move down on the island into a host family like everybody else has, but he's taking some summer classes up at Rick every day. So since he lives halfway between here and Rick, I think it was important that he had the education situation taken care of first, and then the Gulls second, and that's what he's doing. He's doing a great young guy. I'm happy he's here. He's going to learn a lot while he's here, and he'll contribute.
Newport Gulls, meanwhile, have had a couple injuries to report. Timmy Robinson day-to-day after injuring his toe.
Yeah, Timmy Robinson, I guess about a little less than a week ago, he stubbed his toe while he was working at summer camp. So apparently he must have extended the ligaments in there because he's a little sore right now and can't run yet. So, hey, we miss Timmy, but we have enough offense and enough players on this team to continue doing what we need to do.
Meanwhile, we just found out yesterday that Mick Van Vossen could miss a couple weeks with a sprained ankle.
Yeah, that's a real unfortunate because that's an accident, and as Timmy's was. But a starting pitcher who's worked so hard and has done so well, you'd hate losing those guys, and, it was an accident.
So the Newport Gulls could be short, maybe one arm right now. You're looking at making any roster adjustments here before rosters freeze towards the end of the season?
Well, I don't think we have any glaring needs in terms of position guys. If we do anything, I'll add one more pitcher for the stretch run and make sure we have a fresh arm in here when we get down to it. And also, really, it's an insurance policy, so to speak, for situations like Mick, or somebody is a little tender, or somebody needs a day off, or a couple guys need some time off. So you don't want to be exposed when you need pitching the most. So I'd like to evaluate that with the coaching staff, then we'll go from there.
Finally, Chuck, All-Star selection weekend, as the All-Star game now just a week away. Hard to believe. We're already towards the end of the season here. But the Newport Gulls will be picking, sending their All-Stars along with the rest of the league to Laconia next Sunday. And
yes.
Any idea who could be selected for Newport?
Nick, I don't like to make those comments. Guys typically who are leading in certain categories, it'll all be up to Mike Coombs.
So what is the process so our fans that know at home know how the All-Star team gets selected from year to year?
Well, it's all up to our manager, Mike Coombs.
Always a class act, of course.
Well, honestly, Coach will look and evaluate those with the coaching staff. They'll look at the guys we want to nominate and try to get them guys on the team. I think when you're in first place, you're the manager, so he's a skip again. So I think that's the case here, unless he has a couple more days.
Well, yeah, of course, the Ocean State Waves have been right there. And Chuck, it's almost been surprising to see an expansion team like the Waves come out of the gate and really battle with the Gulls, not just for a week or so, but since the start of the season atop the NECBL East.
It's really a good thing to see the Waves do well. Frankly, I'm happy for that organization. They've got a good team, I'll tell you. They're scrappy and they hit the ball. I think their offense is pretty good.
Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Paver, thanks for joining us here on the Front Office Report. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for having me once again.
And our pregame show continues. The Gulls Insider is next. Jared Ware has it with you on the NECBL Broadcast Network.